We have 3 chairs here, 4 chairs there, so make yourself
Here,
comfortable. And all around the country, we all do the same thing. We all provide continuous weather watch over our domain. So it's like a puzzle, and we all fit our information together. There are also national centers, like the National Hurricane Center. They're located in Miami, Florida, and all they do is provide an official forecast for hurricanes. Storm Prediction Center is in Norman, Oklahoma, right in the middle of Tornado Alley, and they focus on severe weather forecasting. Tsunami Center up in Alaska. And so National Weather Service is a big organization, about 5,000 employees nationwide. Locally, we are 20 people that work here. Almost everyone is a degreed meteorologist. And so we provide forecasts 24/7, so we never close. The weather never stops. It is open holidays, it's open day and night. When you're asleep in the middle of the night, we're here watching the weather. We cover a domain from the Mexico border at Laredo all the way to Victoria and offshore 60 miles. So our mission, which we take very seriously, is issuing forecasts and warnings for the protection of life and property, saving lives. There's no greater calling. We do a lot of data collection. We produce climate reports, official forecasts. Our forecasts go out 7 days. 5-day marine forecasts. We also do a forecast for every airport, river, wildfires, and then again, continuously watching for severe weather. We have some seats up here, guys, so you can slide around. You can sit on that if you need to.
Just in case.
We use a lot of instruments. We have on the ground thousands of instruments that measure weather conditions. They're robotic instruments. They don't have any human interface like this. This is sitting on the runway here in Corpus Christi. There's one in Victoria, Rockport, all the Navy bases, Alice, Laredo, Petula, they're everywhere. And you can see on everyone on this map how many instruments we have that are measuring the weather really every second and providing that to us so we can keep watch on the trends. When you hear about a high temperature today officially at the airport, it's coming from that automated weather station. We launch weather balloons every day, twice a day. Now the next balloon launch today is at 3 o'clock. So if you stick around for that, you'll get to see the next balloon launch. We fill a balloon with hydrogen gas. And so we attach an instrument and we let it go on a 2-hour flight to the top of the atmosphere, reaching 100,000 feet. As it's ascending, it's collecting data, temperature, humidity, pressure, wind speed, and it's creating a plot like this we call a sounding. We do this every day, twice a day, 6 a.m. and 6 p.m., not just here, but at about 100 locations nationwide. We synchronize, so they're all rising at exactly the same time. It's taken a 3D snapshot of the atmosphere over the United States, over North America. In fact, it's synchronized worldwide. That information feeds our supercomputers in Washington, D.C. We run the models and forecast data that becomes available to our forecasters. We use Doppler radar to track storms. One of our most powerful tools, you'll see it at the end of the runway, right down the road from here. This soccer ball contains a radar that shoots out a beam of energy, 750,000 watts of power, at the speed of light, 250 miles and back, instantaneously. If it sees a raindrop, it's going to bounce back a target. Small raindrops show up as these lighter colors like blue. Big raindrops are brighter colors, detecting a more dangerous storm. We have 155 of these radars, and this is what we use to detect severe weather, tornadoes, hurricanes, and floods. Speaking of floods, whenever there is heavy rain, it goes into our river systems, and we provide the official forecast for all the river forecast points and all the rivers across South Texas. Over the oceans, 3/4 of our planet is water. So over the oceans, we need instruments as well. They're in the form of little boats, floating platforms with all the weather sensors on board that just ride the waves. They're tethered by chain to the bottom of the ocean floor. Look how many of them there are. All these yellow dots represent a buoy that's measuring the weather. And they go through some rough rides, especially when there's hurricanes. Another powerful tool, satellites. Cameras in space. 22,000 miles out there in space. We have two of them that keep continuous watch over North America, over the northern hemisphere. Goes east and goes west. Every 15 minutes we get a picture. You can zoom in and get hourly or minute by minute images like this when there's hurricanes.
That's cool, right, Mike?
All the information we just talked about, the observations, the radar data, all gets collected, the numerical models, and then we use our own personal knowledge about the weather in the local area. All that comes together in our forecast area, which Penny will talk about next. And then we provide all the official forecasts. That becomes available to you on our website. So if you remember just this easy website, weather.gov, that's the National Weather Service. You can just type your zip code here, weather.gov, type your zip, and it takes you to the official forecast where you live. And so this is an example of what it might look like. This is the computer system we use, so all that information is funneled into all our computer displays, so you'll see that next in the second part of the tour. When there's severe weather, dangerous storms, we issue warnings like this for the communities downstream in harm's way. Those activate the emergency alert system, which trigger weather alert radios, scroll on television, and today now activates smartphones. Your smartphone only activates for two primary warnings: tornado warning, which is the most deadly and dangerous and sudden, and flash flood warnings, which is another of the most deadly storms. If your phone device goes off, you want to act quickly and take it seriously, because we try not to draw these boxes bigger than they have to be. We put them right in the path of the core, most dangerous part of that storm. Do we get severe weather in South Texas? Absolutely. We document about 15 tornadoes south of San Antonio every year. About 50 severe thunderstorms with damaging winds and hail. They can happen any time of the year, but it is most prevalent in the spring, and especially the month of May, the peak in severe weather season. If you hear that sound, if you hear thunder, there's only one thing to do, and that's to go indoors. When thunder roars, go indoors. Do not risk your life staying outside in a thunderstorm. If you hear thunder, you're close enough to be struck. Go indoors. If your alert goes off for a tornado, you need to know what to do. Safety is important. If you're at home, you want to get inside your home on the lowest floor, in the middle of your home, in the smallest room possible, bathroom, hallway, or closet. Get down low and cover your head. You only have seconds to act. The debris is what could take your life, so you want to be as low to the ground as you can. In schools or shopping centers, same rule applies. Small confined spaces, hallways, bathrooms, or closets. Don't be in the outside offices, the outside classrooms, cafeterias, gymnasiums. Those have very large spaces. The worst place you could be. Get down low and cover your head. Never ride out a tornado in your vehicle. They're easily tossed by tornadic winds. Debris can puncture a vehicle very easily. You want to get into a sturdy building. If none is nearby, abandon for a ditch, a drainage area. Get down low, lie flat. Another hazard to know about is flood safety. We have a lot of heavy rain events here in South Texas. We're close to the Gulf of Mexico. We get a lot of moist, humid conditions, and we can get a lot of rain. Hurricane Beulah in 1967 has dropped one of the biggest rainfall events in our area. A lot of flooding occurred. Tropical Storm Claudette, 1979, 43 inches of rain fell in just one day, causing tremendous floods. Look how many different times we've had big rain and flooding events. You may be in a car and encounter a flood and have to decide what to do. I can tell you it's simple. Don't go through it. Turn around and don't drown. That water is heavier than you think. Only a foot of water can pick up your vehicle and carry you downstream. And the usual first response is your car is going to roll upside down once you get off this road surface and start heading down, so most victims drown. Turn around, don't drown. Lastly, hurricanes. We also have a significant threat of hurricanes on the Texas coast. This is our history. In 150 years of record keeping, we've documented 63 hurricanes to hit our coastline. That's one on every 3 years, on average. Out of those, about a third of them, 22, were the big ones. Major hurricanes, category 3s and 4s. We've never had a category 5 hit Texas. That means I need to wrap it up. The last time we've had a major hurricane hit the Corpus Christi area directly was Celia in 1970, 46 years ago. This is what it's like inside a hurricane. The winds from Hurricane Nicole that just hit the Bahamas and Bermuda just this last month. And up the coast in Port Lavaca, the high tides and winds from just a tropical storm. But it's not the wind that takes your life in a hurricane, it's the water. The rise in tide, the storm surge. That storm surge rises up, and in Katrina was 28 feet high and devastated the low-lying coastal areas. Texas has seen deadly, destructive storm surges as well. This was Galveston from Hurricane Ike in 2008. 3,000 homes vanished by the rising storm surge. When you get a chance, check out our storm surge simulator outside, and you can see how the power of water acts on our coastal structures. We face a threat here on the mid-coast from surge. We have flood maps, the storm surge maps on our website. Remember, weather.gov, inside Corpus Christi, and at the bottom you'll see storm surge maps. And so you can see how far inland the storm surge could go in a landfalling hurricane, and how deep that water could be. You can see we have a risk that spans well inland. Lastly, you guys can help us spread the word about weather safety to build a weather-ready nation. We want everyone to know how weather works, the hazards that we face, and how to protect yourself, and we've done that already today. So what can you do when you go home? Talk to your family about what you learned today and make a plan. Encourage friends and neighbors, talk about it at school. Prepare an emergency kit. Put it in your car, have it ready with you. Just a backpack will work with supplies, emergency supplies, and have a weather radio at your home and office. Businesses and organizations can become Weather Ready Nation ambassadors. So I encourage you to go to our website again, weather.gov, Corpus Christi. Click on information, and it will show you all about the Weather Ready Nation. So, what can you do while you're here today visiting with us? You just took our first tour. You're at number 1. Next, you're going to go with Penny out into the operations area and take a tour of the forecast operations. Then you'll go out the back door, stop at our booth, number 8, and get a raffle ticket. We're going to be raffling off free rain gauges and weather radios while you're here today. You have to be present to win. So put your tickets in, get your tickets there. There's a neat mobile command trailer that you can go walk through. But there's a lot of fun games and exhibits along here that you all can take a tour of. And the next weather balloon launch, is going to be 3 o'clock out here, and you'll see the balloon should be inflating. Now, is it inflated again? I think they're inflating another balloon, so you can see the balloon that's going to launch at 3 o'clock. So if you stick around, you can see that. Thank you all so much for coming.
Thank you.